This is Gabriel Gonzalez for Cage Side Press here with new PFL flyweight Jena Bishop, who takes on Chelsea Hacket on April 4th in San Antonio in the PFL regular season opener. Jena, first of all, compared to when we last saw you at Bellator 300, a lot has changed at work. Talk to me. I have to imagine it's a whirlwind. Just talk to me about what it's been like for you.
It's been kind of, I guess, hectic. Sorry, my dog's going crazy.
You're good.
It's been a little bit like, stop. It's been kind of hectic, just kind of, there's just been so much unknown. Like even all last year, like fighting, there was like the talk of the sale, the merger, all that stuff. So like it's just been a little bit difficult like navigating, or I just feel like I've been anxious so I'm kind of happy now that like I actually have things finalized and like a fight set and a little bit more clarity on the direction of everything.
I guess you would have gotten two. So maybe a two-part answer from you. What was it like when you heard, okay, it's official, the PFL has acquired Bellator? And the second one, what was your reaction when they told you, hey, we're bringing the flyweights into the $1 million tournament, and it's going to be everybody from PFL Europe, the ones we built up, and the rest, like yourself?
I mean, I don't know. I think I just was like unsure how I felt, like because there's just so much that was unknown with how that was gonna look. There was a lot that was being said, but then um not necessarily communicated directly with the fighters. So I just felt like very in the dark, and I'm like, okay, it's cool. Like I'm excited that, they're gonna put the flyweights in the $1 million tournament, but like I also am like, am I gonna be a part of that? Like, how is this gonna work? So excitement, anxiety, like I think it's kind of how I felt overall.
I would like to ask you because you've had several fights in Southern California. Obviously, your last one at home in San Diego. PFL plans to travel. They go a lot of places. Just how do you feel about that? Obviously, you're no stranger to the grappling scene and traveling, but MMA obviously being a different animal. What do you think about that?
My first fight with Bellator was in Ireland. So like the traveling part of it's cool. Like, I've traveled all over the place with jujitsu over the years. So I love having the opportunity to fight like in my hometown. I would like to actually have an opportunity to fight in my my hometown for real in St. Louis, like, or St. Charles, Missouri. I think that would be cool to like get to fight with, like, where I grew up. Um, but fighting in San Diego is nice because it's like all my team, my family, and everything's here. So there's like pros and cons to both of them. So it's cool to see new cities and do experience new things, but it's also just kind of nice to be able to just wake up and go fight in your
Um, uh,
own bed.
Oh, of course, I can only imagine. When looking at the tail of the tape, I think a lot of people are going to notice a certain thing about, for your record, you're a little bit older than some of the competition at 21 years old. You had a great career in jiu-jitsu, obviously. Can I ask what made you really want to jump into the MMA side of things a little bit later in the game, so to speak?
Um, just training with, like, I've told this to like, I think I get to ask this question a lot, but I was training and helping some MMA fighters get ready for their fights. And that's kind of what inspired me, because I was like, I don't know, like I think my time's passed, and but I still feel very like confident, and I don't feel like, even though I might be older than some of the girls, it's like I don't feel like I am. I like in the gym, I'm running circles around a lot of the younger like competitors. So that's like never been an issue to me. It was more about like perception and, I guess, opportunity, because people like get weird about that stuff as far as like promotions and it go. But I wanted to just give it, I've always wanted to try MMA, and I just kind of, things fell into place where it was like the right time opportunity for, or the right opportunity for me. And yeah, and I think that having those years of experience competing in jiu-jitsu like really helped me for this moment, for this opportunity. Um, and I don't know that, yeah, I don't think I would change anything.
I mean, personally for me, I've spent like about 30 minutes of my life in a gi, and it's like, you know what? I'm good. Who needs to get punched in the face? So I can only imagine, like, hey, doing it for real and all that, there had to have been a lot of emotions. I'd like to ask you about some of the fights to watch this season. Uh, a lot of people have their eye on Liz Carmouche, obviously the Bellator champion, coming over, taking on Juliana Velasquez. What do you think about that fight and who comes out on top in that one?
I mean, I think Liz takes it again. I thought that was kind of an odd, like, I was like, I'm curious, like, what the thought process was about that behind that matchup because they've fought twice already and Liz has won both. The last one was pretty decisive. So, yeah, I think Liz takes it.
And then Tyler Santos coming over from UFC has a fight with the Bellator vet and Denise Killholtz. What about that one?
I think that would be a really interesting fight. Denise is really good striking. Talia is a pretty well-rounded fighter. So I don't know really who I got in that one, but I think it'll be a good matchup.
Is there ever any of that like temptation? Obviously, you're a great grappler, and you see someone like Tyler, someone else who's obviously very, well known for their grappling. You're out there to win a fight, but is there ever that, you know what? I hope she takes me down. I want us to grapple just to kind of have that for your ego.
Um, I don't necessarily want people to take me down, but it's nice to know that like if they try to, cool, like I'm comfortable being there. Like I obviously don't want to give that up, but I'm always happy to be grappling.
I get that. I get that. A couple more questions as we round this one out. Obviously fighting Chelsea Hacket. What are your thoughts on her game and what she brings to the table as an opponent?
I think she's a pretty a really good like striker, like kickboxer. But I've been working really hard on that. So I think that I'll have a lot of opportunities to show like how I keep evolving and growing and becoming like more of a complete martial artist.
And then, look, obviously very early on, but a lot on the line for the women's flyweights. Can you just put into words what it mean to you to win this whole thing and amongst this field and everything else that's going on?
My goal doing MMA is to be the best in my weight and prove that I am. So I think that winning this like is gets me one step closer to doing that.
Well, Jenna, best of luck. We're looking forward to it. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Jena Bishop taking on Chelsea Hacket April 4th in San Antonio for the PFL regular season. You guys are not going to want to miss it.